Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Danganronpa V3. Chapter 3, we've started the investigation. Most recently, as I recall, our poor friend Angie here was found murdered in her own laboratory / ritual room where she was attempting to resurrect our fallen comrades. Not just one, but all four. I don't know what happened, but there is an injury on her neck, I believe. But you know what? It doesn't matter what I remember about the murder case. We know there was some crazy cult shit going on. We know she's dead. Who killed her is the mystery. And how she died, I believe, is something we can find out just by looking at the body. So, let's start there. Easiest to go there, since we don't remember. Let's see. Angie's body. She's lying face down in the middle of the room. Looks like her on her side, but, you know, it's all good. Are you going to take a closer look? I was planning to. Now let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. She has no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. Alright, we got a corpse and a book. Let's look at the body first. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. I guess we won't be making friends with her anymore. I mean, there were pretty slim odds, given that she was like a crazy cultist leader, that we'd actually want to hang out with her, but you know, in theory, she was pretty cute, right? If a bit of a religious nut job. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck, as well as a laceration on her forehead. Killing blow was a single stab to the back of the neck, a sneak attack most likely. What do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind? Her two wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack? Suppose that would be unnecessary. The wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. What's going on with these two wounds? Forehead injury. Add truth bullets. What's wrong, Maki? Move. Maki pushed me aside and lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder. What's this doing, crumpled underneath her body? It's duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Look, there's hair stuck to the tape. Long hairs. Angie's, right? Bloody duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean? Okay, we got bloody duct tape. At the truth bullet. I'm surprised you spotted this, Maki. It was hidden under her body. It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did. True. We should have. Even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's a good thing you're used to corpses, Maki. Do you want to die? Sorry, joking. I couldn't resist. You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. I'm surprised. This is like the third time she's said that joke, and our character's been actually put off by it every time. Like, you'd think you'd realize at this point that it's clearly a joke, and just be like, yeah, laughing along with it. Didn't sound like a joke though. It's her way of delivering humor. She's completely deadpan. Which is amazing if she's scaring you like that. Okay, we got a pool of blood. Let's click the pool of blood. Small pool emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be blood from her forehead. It has to be from the back of the neck. This blood's dry. Must have spilled a few hours before Angie was killed. Maybe more. That fits the 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Okay. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There were several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If we think about all the evidence in combination, it might tell us something. Continue the investigation for now. You think she did some of this damage to herself as part of the ritual? Maki, what's wrong? That's not important. It's not that important. The only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. Is that supposed to be a compliment? Who knows? You're certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy's useless. Anyway, let's continue. Necronomicon. Can we get the ritual details? Here we go, this book. The instructions for the resurrection ritual are written in the Necronomicon. By performing the ritual as written, you can resurrect one deceased victim. Well, let's see what she's got. This is the motive. The Necronomicon. Can we read the ritual? Angie tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right? Yeah. If we look at this book, we should be able to learn the steps of the ritual she's trying to perform. Let's take a look. You want to talk to a dead one again? This simple ritual will return a departed soul to the land of the living. Prepare an effigy. The size and shape is irrelevant. You can make it out of whatever you wish. If it's not obvious who it's supposed to be, label it with their name. Okay. Looks like we're going to be sprinkling the ashes of the deceased on the corpse. Close your eyes and after a while you feel a tap. Interesting, okay. So make an effigy of the dead you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make it whatever you wish. If it's not obvious, label it. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a tap on your back. If so, it means the ritual is a success. The ashes are only good for one use. The ritual can only be performed once. Use it wisely. These are the steps for resurrection ritual. And okay. So now that we've actually read the resurrection ritual steps, the only thing I have to say is, how the fuck would this have been hard to try? This has got to be the easiest resurrection ritual to prove or disprove in the history of resurrection rituals. You burn a book to ash, sprinkle the ashes on a effigy, and if the person doesn't fucking come back to life in 5 minutes, the ritual failed. This is the kind of ritual to use as a murder. I mean, obviously the motivation is getting them to fight. It's supposed to be like getting them to fight over who's getting resurrected. But honestly, like, resurrecting anyone might be a good idea. Just anyone might work. So yeah, in theory, this resurrection ritual only works once because it requires the ashes, but he didn't even burn the book. So she was probably killed before the ritual could be started, but I'm surprised she got killed before then, and no one attempted to resurrect the person. There's 4 effigies here. Whoever killed them easily could have just burned it, and it wasn't like some dangerous... Like, what's dangerous about this? You burn a book to ash in a fire. That's it. You burn a book to ash and make an effigy. She's an artist, so making effigies isn't hard, but you don't even need to make something accurate. You could just make a cardboard cutout of a person. You could literally take a piece of paper, cut it out in the shape of a person, draw their name on it, and that would be close enough to be an effigy. That's easy. That's perfectly safe. And you do it outside so you don't, like, get carbon monoxide poisoning. Like, it's fine. It's perfectly reasonable. I'm surprised they didn't just immediately do it. And she really believed in this crap? It's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, that's true. But in this place, I don't think we can rule anything out. More importantly, Monokuma's powers are pretty magical. Necronomicon added to the truth bullets. Are we not going to try the resurrection ritual? I'm surprised we aren't even considering doing it. Alright. Wax doll of her. The 4 effigies hung upside down make the scene particularly eerie. Yeah, I wonder why she hung them upside down. Robes are dangling from the exposed beams on the ceiling. If I remember correctly, Angie made all these wax figures. Is this rope from the warehouse? I believe so. It means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. The student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that can be used for murder. It's true. Like a shop put balls. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but it still creeps me out. Look exactly like real people, not just their faces, but their bodies too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented. By the way, why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? I'm not sure. It's not. If it's not, why is it like this? Who would go out of their way to hang a wax effigy? Right, if they're gonna do this much work, there must be some reason, right? Why? Who would do this? Is this part of the wax figure making process? Maybe it's part of our sculpting process. The culprit Angie, something else? The effigies themselves. Yep, good call. Okay. The black ink was there earlier. Is there anything we missed here? There's no mechanism. The ropes. Unlikely to be relevant. By my reckoning, we don't need to be zoomed in anymore. Angie's body's there. The back door. Guess we'll get collecting witnesses. Gonta, what did you see? What were you up to? A murder at nighttime is strange. Impossible even. Why? Student council made a rule we know can be outside during nighttime. Doesn't that put all the student council as the most likely killers? Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime. You really think everyone would go along with that rule? But in a Tua's rule, Angie said he'd punish us if we don't follow rules. But the student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do whatever they wanted? Angie was also working here at night. She was? No way, student council would never break its own rules. Gonta, you're a fucking idiot. Holy shit. They should have been asleep in their own rooms. It's a good example for others. How else are they catching people who are out at night? Maybe Angie got attacked while she was asleep in her room and get brought here. If so, Gonta could have saved her. If only Gonta saw. But Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie. Gonta no could save. I found it hard to believe no one went outside in spite of the student council rule. I also find it somewhat dubious to believe that Gonta wasn't asked to be on patrol at any point, considering other people were asked to be on patrol. Or seemingly felt it was their duty to ensure that anyone outside was caught. I'm not sure if it's okay to say this, but could Tenko be the culprit? She's a pretty obvious suspect. It's not like I have proof or anything. Earlier I heard Himiko say Tenko was trying to betray the student council. You suspect Tenko? As a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into this lab. That's right, Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab. She had been shut away since here working on the ritual by herself since yesterday. But this ritual was not a day-long project. Making 4 effigies was thoroughly unnecessary. It should have been one effigy, and then burn the thing. It should have been like a 5-minute process once the first one's done. Why make 4? She's already had a decision. Atua told her the decision. Alright, maybe she was uncertain. I'm guessing Angie was uncertain. She wouldn't have made 4 statues. She would have just tried to resurrect someone immediately. And since the book hasn't been burned to ash, we can assume that she didn't attempt the resurrection ritual. She said she'd only unlock the door if she heard a student council member's voice. I would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council after all. It's not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here. So Angie only lets in student council members. True. So we have Gonta claiming to be sleeping last night. That would be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Tsumugi. Yep. Tenko is certainly the most suspicious of the student council members. Like, the most obvious pick is just Tenko. The disillusioned cultist murdered it. I don't know if that's gonna be true though, because that's way too obvious, right? That's like your classic red herring, right? I wouldn't say red herring. I'd say more like your classic frame job, right? Tenko looks suspicious. We kill Angie. Tenko gets blamed for the murder. The murderer gets away scot-free. Since everyone is trying to get them to vote, everyone is trying to not just hide who did the murder, but also deflect onto someone else so that they are accused of being the murderer. Alright. Tsumugi's account's added to the truth bullets. I assume Maki's either going to just be saying assistant things, or she's going to be saying she was asleep. Let's see. I just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure the front door was locked? Positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. Click, 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 click. Yep, we had to get, what's his face? To unlock it. The cultist guy.
Yep, bye.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles, stuck them in the keyhole. Click, 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 click. black. There, open sesame. But he even failed to do the open sesame pun. He picked this cylinder lock open. Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him? Would have been impossible from the outside. The Monocubs took the key. Here it is. This is the only key. Don't lose it. It'd be bad if you lost it. You wouldn't be able to lock the door or open it from the outside. Let me see that key. Modem swipes the key, lifts it to his mouth. He ate it. The Kakishi's the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kakishi could have been able to open and close the door from outside. Someone inside could have opened and closed as they please. The front door was locked from inside the room? Not necessarily. I'm thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how they got out. There's two doors. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Art lab front door questions. Let's see. We got one more person in the room, and the back door is what I'm thinking is all we have left to investigate. Looks like that's the case. There's nothing above us. There's still things to investigate. Of course, we have to talk to Mew. What up, Mew? Did you make a device to auto-pick locks? This busty brainy beauty has it all figured out. You know who the culprit is? The culprit? Fuck that! Shimichi, do we really have time to be listening to? Hey, wait, are you just gonna ignore my genius idea? Pretty much, yeah. Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen. Alright, I'm listening. Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, then I'll tell you. You better thank me for this. I know y'all are dumber than fleas, but even you know how weird these wax dolls here are, right? They are strange. Are they there for the ritual? Or did you not read the ritual? I figured out with one glance. These are diversions. Diversions? The culprit used these wax dolls to distract us from something. What do you mean by that? How should I know? Isn't that Sherlock Holmes' job? You're a waste of time. Maki turned and walked away. I can't say I blame her. The hell's her problem? She on the rag or something? So Angie made these wax dolls, huh? The resemblance is pretty uncanny. They say the devil's in the details, you know? Let's just see how detailed these really are. But, Mio tried to look up the wax figure skirt. What are you doing? Stop it. I just wanted to see if this doll was wearing panties. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend's a doll now? If you like wax dolls so much, go fuck the doll already. But we weren't the one looking up the panties of the... Wait, how is the skirt... Hold up, I need to look at that. I'm starting to agree with Maki. Talking to me is a waste of time. Question. How are neither of these skirts upside down? Are they not using their costumes? Shouldn't the skirts be affected by gravity when they don't appear to be right here? It's like they just flipped the sprite upside down because they're lazy and maybe added a texture over the skin. Oh, this me is hilarious. I think it was 100% worth it to talk to her. This door is the lab's back door. This door has a sliding lock and it's still locked. And since no one's used this door since we came in here, I believe Angie locked this door when she came in and it's been locked ever since. What's this? There's something on the golden shiny on the slab of the sliding cap of the sliding lock. Golden shiny. Like the sword? Hold up, is that sword the sword from... Is that the sword from the room adjacent to us? Golden shiny, could it be? Maki, may I see it for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock. You want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. I carefully touched the knob of the lock, avoiding the golden parts. And softly slid the lock open. As I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock it or unlock it. This could be an important clue. Art Lab's back door. Okay. So, can I get the sword? It's It's strange, the front lock door and the back door are different locks. The front door has a cylinder lock. The rear door has a sliding lock, much harder to get through, but it does take just a tap. By the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked. In other words, this is what you call a locked room mystery, right? Yes, the cylinder lock key was taken by Mono Cubs. Both doors could only be locked on the inside. I mean, I know how you're gonna access the back door. You use like a, So the back door you could actually open with a string. If you feed a string over the hinge, over the door, you could probably get it to loop around and pull it open if you really tried. That's typically how doors like that. That's typically how like doors with handles get open too. That's like the easiest thing to try, right? And maybe like fishing line. You could do fishing line or something to get something like more durable than like string, because string could snap if you put a lot of force on it. And you're gonna have to be sliding, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. But if you get caught on something, you'll know you have the right thing, and you just pull it to the right, see if you can get it. Might be able to try it. Both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you were Kokichi's lockpicking, right? He could have picked the cylinder on the front door to go in and out of the lab. He could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie. Rude. He appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves. He's clearly suspicious. It's suspicious that that solution is a little too convenient. Yeah. Kokichi's lockpicking added to a trick bullet. Yep. Can I get... Oh, I didn't want the back door. Nope. Going back to the bodies. Before we leave, I'm going back to the bodies. I want to investigate the katana. A katana stabbed into Kaida's wax effigy. Who did this and why? Let me see. Maki nudged me aside and gripped the katana, pulling it out of the effigy. Wait, this is a crime scene. You can't... You want to check the katana, right? You can't do that if you don't pull it out. Sure, we have to preserve the scene, though. Maki paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while. It's a real katana, but there's gold leaf on it. What a coincidence. It's probably what was used to close the door. Lock the door closed. I believe that's the one on display in the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab. Like I said, it's in the room next door. Is that so? We could probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. Edge is too rusty to cut well, but it would be enough to stab. Why go through the effort of using this as the murder weapon, though? Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon. Perhaps it's because Kyo's lab's on the same floor, they grabbed something close by. Was this then an impulsive choice? It seems like it might have been an impulsive choice rather than a premeditated choice. Okay. They might have been in a hurry. Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this. A long weapon? My lab does not contain swords or any other weapons of this length. Really? I'm not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. Yeah, I don't know how Monokuma figured that out either. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since, which is fine since they're a hassle to carry anyway. I suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, like Angie's was? How did they know all this? Anyway, the gold leaf is on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now. Must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that easily. We literally had that discussion in the Ultimate Anthropologist room. That's why he was so tilted when what's his face? The ultimate, when purple hair guy picked it up. Why did you say so early? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaida's effigy. I want to put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away. Thanks. I averted my gaze and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy. Truly merciless. Even so, why was the weapon stabbed into the effigy? So, I don't think The door can be unlocked with the katana. It's definitely a murder weapon because there's blood on it. A hanging wax effigy. Why this effigy? Was it part of the ritual or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? What if the culprit... I don't know if the bodies are arranged right. What if I was thinking, because we can't see the back of the effigy, I was thinking to myself, what if they stabbed... What if they made a stabbing motion in that direction and accidentally killed Angie? Because Angie doesn't seem to have a reason to commit suicide. So... Or right now, we don't have a motive for Angie to commit suicide, given that the Necronomicon's ritual didn't involve anyone dying. So what if someone stabbed the body and hit Angie by mistake? That could be what it was. Was the culprit trying to hide their murder weapon? They had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. It doesn't make sense to be trying to hide it. Besides, I'm certain there's better ways to hide the murder weapon than this. Yeah, it's so obvious. What's the reason for this? I have no idea. We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there. That's another place to look. Okay. So, obviously we're going to the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab. I mean, there was no doubt. Like, the murder weapon was found there. Let's go there. I want to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. Gold leaf katana. Oop. I pressed escape. Is this really a time to rest? I don't think we found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left. We need to hurry up. Right, first we should investigate the lab. We might find a clue. We need to check if the katana came from there. Is something wrong, Maki? It just occurred to me why I'm acting like your partner. Oh, it's fine. Don't get used to it. It's not like I asked you, but it's fine by me. Would Maki and Shuichi make a cute couple? I don't know. I don't know if I ship Maki and Shuichi. I like Maki, but I don't know if I like her with Shuichi yet. It's true, Maki is a tremendous help to me. That said, they seem to work well together. Let's leave. Right, is there, for some reason, is there anything that looks obviously suspicious over here? No. Okay. So we're going next door. The next room over is the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab. Which, oops. I should probably not run perpendicular to the way the screen's facing. That's really awkward. Even if it's doable, it looks... It's like threatening to make me motion sick, so I imagine it would make anyone else motion sick who's watching this. If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from the cabinet over here. Just the sheath. Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath. Maki, the gold leaf katana definitely came from here. I'm sure of it. Doesn't that make Kyo suspicious? It's his research lab after all. Not necessarily. Anyone could have come in here and taken it. And one thing that makes both Kore Kyo and our purple-haired friend, whose name I forget, goodness me, cult leader guy, less suspicious, is they both had direct experience with the katana, and both knew that it would get gold shit all over their hands, which it seems like the killer may not have been aware. Because they would have been like, ooh, this is a problem. I think the smart thing would have been like, ooh, this is a problem, we don't want to kill someone. Leads to me thinking they're less likely to be the culprit just for that reason alone. Also, it makes Korikyo super suspicious if the sword's a murder weapon. But anyone could have come in here and taken it. There's no locks. Anyone could have done the same with my lab too. Gold leaf katana updated. Yep. Speak of the devil, there's Kokichi, the purple-haired cult leader guy I was talking about. Here we go. What are you guys doing here? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the seance? You look so disgusted right now. Then again, I guess that's your signature look. I forgot to bring something we need for the seance. I came back to get it. Oh, the seance. Yep, that white sheet over there. We brought the wooden dog statue in the cage, but I guess we need that sheet too. I don't get it. Why do you need a cage, a wooden dog statue, and a white sheet? Don't ask me. I don't know why we need that shit either. It's true. He has no clue. I figured I'd do a bit of research on this seance before I got the sheet. Study. Let's see. Kokichi took a look around and I heard it was an old handmade book. Oh, this? Yep, it says Caged Dog Village right here. This must be it. Let's see. What does it say about the Caged Child Seance? He flipped through the old book he picked up. Oh, it's this page? It's hard to read, but I can see Caged Child mentioned here. Yep, Kyo's drawing's the same magic circle. Alright, what's it require? Let's see, in order to perform the Caged Child, must be nice to be able to read like 600-year-old documents without being really confused. I'm a bit jealous of the Japanese. You need 5 people, including the spirit medium, in a dark place with no light. Just like Kyo said. First, draw the magic circle passed down from the Caged Dog Village on the ground. The center of the circle, the spirit medium must kneel, curl like a turtle, and rest their forehead on a stone on the ground. Afterwards, the other 4 participants must put the cage over the spirit medium and cover it with a white sheet. Finally, the dog god must be placed on top of the cage. It also says we can't step on the circle drain preparations. Dog god? The wooden statue? When preparations are complete, turn out all the light to create complete darkness. The seance will begin when the 4 participants are each standing at a corner of the room. 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the Caged Child song. After the song, ask, "Is the caged child?" and then say the name of the spirit. Spirit medium will reply in the voice of the summoned spirit, and that's all it says. That sounds complicated. Complicated plans have a better chance of working out in the end. Whether or not it works out in the end, Kyo's been wanting to conduct this seance for a while. Since I was fortunate enough to obtain one of these copies, I've already memorized it. I never thought I'd be able to lay eyes on the real one. What a trick of fate. He said he memorized every word of it too. That's probably why he left the book here, because he can conduct the seance without it. Is that even possible though? Contacting Angie's ghost? If you're so curious, why not join us, Shuichi? You should see how it plays out with your own eyes. There's still time, you know, the seance isn't started yet. Maybe it's better if you join them. You think? I'm not going. I don't believe in seances. But whether you believe or not, as a detective, might be worth investigating as something happens. As a detective? I think you're right. Now you're talking. I'll be waiting for you. Of the 3 empty rooms, we're in the middle one. Wait, are we actually going to participate in the seance? Kokichi spoke as though he was inviting me to go play and then left the room. Caged child added to truth bullets. I don't agree with this, but I guess it's our only plot hook and our character seems to be wanting to investigate this via seance. Alright. What happens if I go in the left room? Nope, it specifically says just do the room. We can't check other rooms. That's also my check to see if we're being railroaded into doing this, and it looks like we are.
Yeah.
So Kokichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Shuichi. You are most welcome to join us. Is what I'd like to say. However, only 5, including the medium, may join. Damn shame. Well, Keyboy, you're out. Why me? I agree with Kishi. I was thinking this for a while. Robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange juice. To be honest, I had the same thought. Your help was appreciated, Kibo. Don't any of you feel guilty about kicking me out after forcing me to come? That's why we're apologizing. Nobody's apologized yet. Fine, our bad. Don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us, okay? Why would I do that? Wait, is he implying that he can? Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible. But I won't forgive this betrayal, Shuichi. What did I do? We were too stupid to realize that a total of 5 people can participate, and how many people were already participating. That was 100% on us and is kind of stupid, but we need some way to keep our character doing something instead of just going back to his room. Alright. So Shuichi joined us. First, some warnings. Do not enter the magic circle I've drawn. It's drawn with purifying salt. It's easily disturbed when set on. Dirt with salt. Always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed. It's dark in here. Watch your step. The circle is broken not only will the seance fail, it may also unleash a curse. Got it. I'm surprised you're able to draw this without looking at the picture. I have the entire document memorized. This magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the Cage Child song memorized. You must do the same. I've copied the words to song down here. Please commit it to the memory. To that memory. Wow. That is, 10 lines. Good luck, me. Everyone else already memorized it. You'll be unable to read it in the dark. You have to memorize them now? You're a detective. I expect your memory may be up to the task. Here's the melody. I listened to Kyo sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics. I'm assuming I'm not going to have to remember that. There's no way I remember all 10 lines off the top of my head like that. When we've seen it for 2 seconds. I think I got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective. Well then, let's begin. Oh, we get to see Angie. Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. I'll do it. Can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie. What? You want to talk to Angie, right? I'll be the spirit medium. That way you can say goodbye to her. After you finish saying your goodbyes. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please. Enko. Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. If you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger into something could really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. I think you've trained too much. You're probably right. Seems like the two of them made up. That's good. Now that we've decided on spiritual medium, let's begin. Alright, Himiko, I'll see you later. So, I have a question about this scene. We're going to be in the incomplete darkness. Does anyone have a murder weapon on them? Because I'm slightly concerned we get a second kill here. I'm slightly concerned if there is a second kill and we have it narrowed down to 3 people. I'm slightly concerned about a second kill, but we'll see. There's usually only 1 or 2 double kills. There's usually only space for 1 or 2 double kills in this. I'm curious if someone's gonna die. Tenko's gonna be immobilized effectively because she'll be stuck under a cage, but I don't know if anyone can actually stab her in that time. The risk of disturbing the salt's a little bit high. I would like the spirit medium Tenko to sit within the center circle. There's also a risk that Tenko is volunteering. There's a risk Tenko is volunteering because she isn't sure if the ritual is real, and if it's fake, she wants to be the one controlling the information because she's the killer. But I don't think that makes sense. We'll see. Be sure to walk on the path so as to not disturb the magic circle. Watch your step, it's so dark in here. Next, must be as a turtle within that circle. Rest your forehead upon this stone marker. It's just stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it's gonna work? Certainly, it's merely needed as a marker to place the forehead upon. Like this? This may be uncomfortable, but please endure it until the seance is complete. Whatever you do, you mustn't raise your head or change position. He's the king. He's the king. I have 5-star flexibility. Alright. Next part, the cage. Starting now, the rest of us go to work. There are many things left to be done. First, place this iron cage atop her. I leave that to Shuichi and Kokichi. Please keep in mind, walk carefully, and don't disturb the magic circle. Count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong. Shouldn't have lied. I'm way too weak for this kind of stuff. It's made of iron. No wonder it's so heavy. He's gonna have to step over one of the lines to place it around. Hold on, don't just drop it on top of me. I know, it wouldn't be very funny if a body discovery announcement happened during this. That'd be awkward. That'd be really awkward. Kokichi drops it, killing Tenko. Everyone sees it. Gets indicted immediately. Ooh. Please don't jinx us. I'm tired. Tired. Next, we cover the basket with a white cloth, right? I shall take that role. Everything is prepared. Tenko, how are you doing? I can only see the floor from this position, but I think I'm fine. The final step is to place the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. The 4 of us may need to do this together. The statue is quite heavy. We just have moaning from Himiko. Even with 4 people, it's still really heavy. Crap, this thing weighs a ton. It's not much more than 175 pounds. I'm totally wiped. Wait a minute, Himiko. I could use my magic to lift it easily, but seances and magic don't mix. Isn't a seance magic that for communing with the dead? A magic ritual for communing with the dead? Come on. Are you sure it's okay to put something so heavy on top of the cage? The iron cage was made specifically for seances. It can hold this weight. I guess that's fine then. Let's avoid. Let us exit the magic circle. Take care to avoid disturbing it. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until this seance is over. Okay, everyone. I'll see you guys after the seance. The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. Alright. Tension's building. We each stood in a different corner. Now we darken the room. Kokichi and Shuichi are closest to the candles. Please blow out the candles. You should be able to follow the walls in the dark. Go back to the corner of the room after it's dark. Got it. You needn't move, Himiko. There are many gaps in the floor near you. Got it. Once the room is dark, I will begin the song. Please sing along with me.
その歌の後で僕が与永さんの霊に呼びかけるけど、彼女が答えるまでは死後現金で頼むよ。
Then I will call out to Angie. Until she replies, there must be silence.
降霊術が終わった後は俺とサイハラちゃんがまたろうそくに火をつければいいの?
After the seance is done, Shuichi and I are supposed to light the candles again, right?
そうだね。
Correct, I brought matches from the warehouse. Please use those.
これでろうそくに火をつけてくれるかな?
Okay, he's got matches.
およ。じゃあろうそくの火を消すね。
Okie dokie, I'll blow the candle out then. Alright, and with that, I walked up to the closest candle and blew out the flame. There is nothing but darkness. The room instantly fell into complete darkness, pitch black darkness. So dark I couldn't even see my own body. Overcoming my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner, and then began the singing. At last, at long last, Kyo led us all in the cage child song. Young guard dog and little lost girl sealed within an iron cage. At mountain's bottom within the darkness, at last, at last, at long last. How many will there be by dawn? Will there be 2 or just 1? That is an ominous line, considering there's already 1 body. Thunk? What's that? Okay, so there's a thunk. Is that Himiko is that Himiko falling through the floorboard? Or the floorboard's collapsing under? Or is that the dog statue shattering? Will the guard dog run far away, or did it eat the little girl? At last, at last, at long last. We finished singing the song, but I thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of it. What was that? Is the caged child, Angie Yanaga. He began calling. Now, if the medium answers. Is the caged child Angie Yanaga? Going on. Is the caged child Angie Yanaga? Himiko's alive. What's wrong? Why won't Angie answer? Himiko, I was very clear you weren't to speak, yes? Something's weird. Why won't she answer? Maybe it failed? We heard something splintering. Let us light the candles briefly. Is that okay? Just for now. Confused, I walked along the wall back to the candle. I managed to strike a match and light the candle once again. The dog's broken? No? What's going on? Did it really fail? That shouldn't be the case. The seance was perfect. Is Angie not coming? Is that still Tenko in there? Tenko? I told her she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. So is the splintering Tenko being attacked from below? Oh, she follows orders well, but how about we let her out for now? Wait, dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stay in the medium's body.
Gee.
Seeing as this is a failure, I don't see any spirit sticking around, but whatever. Just like setting up, Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We were careful to remove everything exactly in the order Kyo directed. Now I remove the sheet. And she's dead. Hey, look, surprising nobody. She's fucking dead. And the seance failed because A, she's dead, and B, a board's been moved. Kyo pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside. Oh. Monokuma? Something is amiss. Oh, wow. Not just that. It looks like the entire round cage has been cut in half. I don't know if that's a visual issue or something, though. She might just be straight up dead. Something's amiss. Himiko ran toward the cage at a sprint. Himiko, I told you not to step on the... But she wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and... Oh, looks like it's still intact. Tenka! Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up, and... Looks like the double kill. Ding dong. Thank you, Monokuma. I'm surprised it took Monokuma so long. Do people have to acknowledge it's that body? Because, like, honestly, everyone saw that body. They should have been able to... The announcement should have rang instantly instead of giving them, like, 2 minutes to react. Who'd have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monophony's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Orange! The color's normal now. I guess I was predicting this. Everyone, please assemble in the seance room. The second body discovery announcement played. It didn't take long for everyone to come running. Tango, seriously? What's this? How did it happen? God is so sorry. God no could protect. Shuichi, explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened? I don't know what's happening. Rise and shine or sign. I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now you should maybe start the investigation right away. Okay, so it looks like the killer attacked from beneath the boards. Unless there's like a stab wound on her back from the statue, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Before that, I'd like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko, yes? What happens in the event there are 2 murders by 2 people? What if there are 2 blackened? We need to find them both at the class trial? As you mentioned, that's a good point. What happens in that scenario? What would happen? What would happen? What would happen? Why do you look lost too, Monodim? I thought you were gonna run things instead of Daddy. I never expected something like this to happen. I really don't know what to do. I really don't. Oh man, they're all disorganized. If you can't decide the class trial's objective, we won't know what to investigate. Father knows what to do. We should ask him for help. Have you forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. There he is. It's all our fault. Daddy ended up like that. It's all your fault, Monodim. Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own. We gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap back to normal. That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now. Not true. Anything's possible with the power of love. You don't understand. Power of love. Daddy, I love you. Please go back to normal. I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Oh, you're all making me blush. I'm back! Were you good while I was away? Oh, thank you so much, my adorable darling cubs. Wait, he's licking himself. He licked the avatar of himself there, too. With you running the academy, I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation. I love their silly animations here when he's licking people. It's great. Oh, that tickles. Father's intense love is getting me also. Daddy, your tongue feels amazing. This better not awaken anything in me. Oh no. Oh no, phrasing. That vacation was just what I need. It's important to take time off to relax. Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. I was able to do it. The secret is just to leave, whether you get permission or not. Wait, then who is this Baldy? Oh, that was just a part-timer I got to cover me while I was gone. Here's your pay like we agreed on. Take it and get out of here. I thought you were supposed to be relaxed. Now that the nuisance is out of the way, what were you guys talking about again? Oh, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are 2 blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer to that. It's first come, first serve. First come, first serve? The blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target. In other words, if the blackened who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the blackened. Basically, Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim. Oh, I'll add this to school regulations so you can review it later. So if they're not the same person, he's like, fuck it, she just murdered someone for no reason. Interesting. That's an interesting ruling. Previously, Monokuma said it didn't matter, but he's implying that it might be a different one. They might be different killers. How bad would you feel if you were like in this situation and you actually just wasted a murderer? You like killed someone and you don't even get the escape out of it. Not just getting caught, like it's just completely wasted. Oof. I also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder too. Monokuma file 3 updated. 3 bullets. Everything's going so smoothly now that Father's running things again. Leader's got to be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst. Daddy, you're glowing like a lamp. Nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. There's nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I'll never let go of any of you. Alright. He just left us behind? I was saying he'd never let us go? That's why he's so amazing. Look at me more, Daddy. Mono finino. Bye, Kuma. Bye, Kuma. Monodum's thinking about his life's choices and whether or not he's getting executed at this trial. I'm thinking if any of the bears are dying in this trial too, it's probably Monodum. Oh, so to make sense of all that. If both murderers have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer. We don't even know if there's a different culprit, do we? We should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case. Finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited. I'm fucking psycho. So we need to find out if there's a hidden passage beneath the boards. It was noted that there was probably space to crawl around previously, so there's a chance. Shuichi, this is bad. Thanks, Kaito. I hadn't noticed. This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tenko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused. I'm in no shape to help right now. This is where you did step up. Kaito, you're never in any shape to help, other than to be encouragement. Listen, Shuichi. The impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so. Thanks. Alright, let's check the file first. Victim is Tenko Kabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. The body was found in the middle of the empty room on the 4th floor. The time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. Hold up, back of the neck? Back of the neck? That doesn't make sense. How would you be stabbed in the back of the neck? Like, let's think about this for 5 seconds. How did you get stabbed in the back of the neck? There is a cloth, an iron dome, and a... Was it like a hook sword? Okay, so my initial thought was that if she wasn't stabbed in the back, it would be from below. We'd have like some pokey weapon. She's stabbed in the back of the neck and bled out quickly. A stab wound to the back of the neck, though. So the obvious guess is that it's either the iron cage that somehow did her in, or the dog statue has a concealed blade in it. But like, why are the boards disturbed? Could it be like a I don't know, like I'm guessing like a hook sword or something would theoretically do that if the hook sword had a tip? Or like an axe or something? A stab wound to the back of the neck though, it's pretty hard to get. Remember, she's a stab wound on her neck, the same cause as Angie's death. Remember, she was basically prostrating herself on the ground for like 5 minutes. So her stomach, throat, nose, all that, all facing the ground. So she's resting her forehead on a stone with both her knees on the ground. So there's no way her neck was facing the ground. She was on both knees with her forehead on the ground. There's no way the back of her neck was accessible from any direction other than above. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. Curse? Not again. Curse? Oh my god, she's blushing now. 9 out of 10, Monkey. 9 out of 10 scene. This is what I'm here for. Blushing Maki. This might be the best chapter ever simply for this. But, curse. Kaito, calm down. No, wait, there's a curse. Don't screw around. You're the one. Do you want to die? She actually stuttered that there. Slam. A dull sound reverberated through the room. Oh, she punched him. I was gonna say she threw him to the ground. No. Kaito, are you okay? My bad, Shuichi. I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I leave this to you and Makiro. Kaito left the room, still a little wobbly. Should we resume this investigation? Time is of the essence. As we haven't had time to mourn Tenko's deaths. Our own lives are at risk. It's true, but Angie then Tenko? And to think earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko. It all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. Now, there was the sound of boards moving, which makes Himiko suspicious immediately, because she was in the corner of the room with all the boards that had gaps in them. She could have made a mess and killed Tenko as retribution for maybe killing Angie. It could have been like a chain kill where she like kills her because she thinks she killed Angie, but she's innocent. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone's panicking. I have to keep it together. I need to work harder because I'm a detective. It's my fucking job to solve this shit. Alright, investigation. It's too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to. Gone to bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay? Unnecessary. That's not necessary at all. Why? Show him, Kibo. Show him your new power. Kibo is like a light bulb. eyes lit up.
美人すぎる天才美人発明家ことイルマミユ様がキーボのメンテナンス時に追加した新機能だ
I'm Miyu Irma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
ここは任せてください
Leave it to me.
僕が光となって皆さんを照らします
I shall become the guiding light that shines on you all.
照らせ照らせ照らしちまえ
Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond. Nice. Miyu did more than get a little intimate with him. What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something. It's bright now. We should hurry and investigate. Right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopad. Okay. Start with the statue. It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. 4 of us. The statue is pretty heavy. Kyo said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? What?
冗談だよ
I'm kidding anyway.
これって
If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenka wouldn't have been able to get out easily. You read about that. It didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Either. Alright. Dog statue. Nothing else for the dog statue? The cloth? Is the cloth have a hole in it? It's the white sheet used for the seance. It was placed on top of the cage, yep. Note there are holes in the grating. She could have been stabbed in the back of the neck. If there's a hole in the cloth, that would probably tell us how the murder was done. That would give us a clue as to how the murder was done. Cloth is pretty thick. Yep. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, there's a blood stain right around the middle of the sheet. So there is a trap concealed in the guard dog. Either that or someone stabbed her. The middle implies that it is the guard dog, though. The dog god. A blood stain around the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric. Which means Tenka wasn't stabbed through the cloth. Wait, there's no hole in the fabric, but there's blood on it. How is that possible? She was stabbed well underneath the cloth. White sheet. Okay. Now I'm confused. I thought that would be the obvious trick, but okay. Ruined magic circle. I don't know if we need this. It's circle, or was the circle Kyo drew on the floor. Completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable. Was this drawn with salt? Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt. Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous. Ridiculous? I've performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Maki doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. I concur. 100%. Very refreshing. In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle. It's not a big deal. We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the cage dog village document. I mean, Kyo can just tell us what it is, but it's not. I don't know if the pattern matters. Isn't that right, Kyo? He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. Someone interrupted his ritual to murder someone involved in it? Yeah, he probably feels pretty shitty. Either that or he's the killer, but, you know. Alright. Ritual circle. Let's look at the body. We got some interesting things here. A crooked floorboard. This floorboard is loose. And it's the one right under Tenko. Why is this floorboard loose? It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance. I drained the seance. A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Someone must have loosened it on purpose. Loose floorboard. Perfect. The marker stone. Next to Tenko's body. This must be Rest your forehead upon this marker I've placed here. It's just a stone I brought from the quarry. Just sure it'll work? Yep. It's just a marker for her head. Like this. Tenko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Marker stone, okay. Iron cage. Is the cage used in the seance?
これって
Looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage. Big enough for a person to fit inside. Yep, during the seance, we covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Again, there's blood on top of the cage. How would... Unless they fired like a small firearm and got like blood splatters on the back. Or maybe blood splurted out, but like a single splotch like that doesn't seem like a spray of blood from a neck injury. That was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Yep.
ね
Look at this. Yeah, there's blood on
え
it.
って
On the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood.
そうだな
Must have been made when she was killed. Which means she was killed while she was inside the cage. She went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
だったら
She was stabbed right when the cage was lifted. That would explain this bloodstain, right? Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted? Is it a possibility? It looked like that wasn't the case. Iron cage added to the truth bullets. Tenko's body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. Must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Wait. We heard a thunk. And she's doing her best not to say anything until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. What do you mean?
どうせ
You were concerned about that, right? With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die.
えっと
You're speaking from experience?
当たり前だよ
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Oh, that makes
と
sense.
ころでさ
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. Tenko's last moments added to the truth bullets. Alright. Is there anything specifically I'm missing here? I can talk to the other Chugglefucks around here, but that's not super important. Details. Apart from the boards over there. Oh, we do have the option to interact with the boards. Okay. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. It doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but
これ
still.
って
A hole. There's a space under here too. Hold on. I can see something below. It looks like something dropped down here. Something dropped down there? After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Yeah, let's do it. Hole in the corner added to the truth bullets. I think that's everywhere we need to be. I didn't know I'd be able to select it from there. Guess we'll talk and ask what people were doing. So, the usual suspect. Smoogie, what's up? I said things that make Tenko look suspicious and now this. I'm sorry,
や
Tenko.
めて
Cry later.
だって
Crying will bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too. I need to find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us. No, this is a similar death to Angie's death, so it might be the same killer.
そうだよね
You're right, Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That'd be the best way to apologize. Okay, no additional dialogue with her. I guess we ask Maki what she's up to.
あのさ
She seems like the assistant though, so I don't think she's gonna be the culprit. Do these floorboards seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on.
と
The floorboards aren't nailed down, they're lying on top of cross pieces. That's what Gonta told me, that's probably the reason they're unstable.
うん
They've only been laid on top, that's why they're unstable.
うん
The boards are fairly thick and sturdy, I can't imagine they come
これ
loose
って
easily. If someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right? I suppose. Oh shit! Who picked middle? Who picked middle? Oh shit, who picked middle? Someone called out middle. Oh shit, that might be the killer. The killer might have been the person who called out middle. I forget who called out middle for the room. If they were in the room, or no, they'd be in the room. That wouldn't make sense. But they could have used one of the other. They could have used one of the other rooms, lifted up the boards, got under, done their dirty deed, and left. Or it could have been someone who climbed in under one of the boards, right? Like, who knows? I feel like moving all the boards would take longer than the amount of time they had in the dark, but it might just be me. Because you have to do that silently while you're chanting, so I think they could probably do it. I think the people in here might be the most innocent. Alright. Himiko.
Oi!
Himiko, be strong, Himiko!
ちょっと
God, if you shake Himiko that much, she's gonna break. She's not talking, it's like Himiko not even there. She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Okay. Himiko. Right. First Angie, then Tenko. Gonta's so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends?
任せてください
Leave it to me. I shall become the guiding light that shines upon you all. Alright. Horikia, what's up?
そんなはずは
Why did this? He doesn't seem happy because that disrupted his ritual. I feel like it seems unlikely he's the killer, right? I know the murder was pretty
も
shocking.
ちろんだよ
Of course I'm shocked by that as well. But why did the seance fail? The seance failed because she was dead, right? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned by that than the murder. Well, we can tell him that apparently you're not supposed to have corpses in the center for the ritual.
そうだ
Oh, if we perform the kid's child again and summon Tenko Spirit this time.
バカし
Cut the crap. Tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present. Did she get killed during the
そう
seance?
だね
It may be best to move past what happened to know why the seance failed.
あそう
Whatever. Hurry up. Okay. Quick explanation. In order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Richi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. After that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. All four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
そう
Finally, we sang the caged child song. The seance should have been complete, but now that you mentioned, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. There was a thunk when they were singing, right? Halfway through. It's a mystery as well. I thought perhaps someone may have tripped. That was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something. And then
あ
we called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. Then we removed the items from the circle. First, we all removed the dog god statue. Then I took off the white cloth, and then Himiko ran over the cage, and the moment she lifted it, sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
いや
It would not be difficult in would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
それが
It's a problem. It was only a couple minutes. There's another problem,
どうして
and that is, why did the seance fail? I simply can't figure it out.
もしや
Did someone move from their corner? Did someone sneak in there?
どうせ
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Maki never was one to blow punches. Just say that getting murdered might not be might disrupt the ritual. The salt line was disrupted when the boards were moved, causing the ritual to fail. That's what you give him so he stops thinking about this, but I don't think they're going to mention that. Sound drain seance added to the truth bullets.
あのさ
Maki, we finished investigating here. Let's check under the
と
floor.
ころでさ
Pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
そうだな
Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, we should be fine. Yeah, Kibo's light's pretty fucking good. I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down. Alright, time to dig in. What lies beneath? I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. We carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. Can you access it from other rooms? This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours. Let's look for clues. It looked pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty space. That hole is very relevant. I assume this will just be bloodstains to... And there's the murder weapon, a sickle. Alright. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood, definitely Tenko's. Dried blood. There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. That's far from where Tenko's blood's dripping down, though. It's under the same floorboard at different ends, though. Why blood? The back of this floorboard has blood on it, too. You're right, there's a bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard. That's unusual. Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed? I don't think so. These bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason they're dry. Dried blood under the floor. Loose floorboard. That's oddly suspicious. There's the obvious murder weapon, and there's the escape route for the killer. That tells us that the killer... There's like the good chance the killer was not someone in the room at the time. There's a sickle here, and there's blood over it. I didn't even know we had farming equipment, but here we go. Blood on this sickle is fresh. This is the murder weapon. This came from my research lab. It did. A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too. If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade's about 6 inches. And since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. Even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko? Could the blade fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach its neck? Her neck. It's coming up from under her. The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, depending on Tenko's posture, I don't think it would be impossible. Her posture's the question? If the weapon's down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right? Perhaps if we're killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. I think the culprit did a Danganronpa 2 and attacked her from beneath. That's why the floorboards are disturbed. But that's fine. That seems straight. That seems like the game wants you to know that. It seems so obvious. The weapon's under there. The weapon's under there. The cloth on the cloth is undamaged. They need to be ridiculously precise, and you'd hear them moving. You'd hear them moving on the floorboards in the dark, probably. After killing Tenko, they threw a sickle? No, they're under the floor. The entire time. That seems most likely. Sickle under the floor added to the truth bullets. Yep. And one more thing to look at. A hole. Some of the wood corroded and is broken off so you can see into the next room. This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part's rotted away. This looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here. If I remember correctly, the next room is also empty, right? And the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of the hallway. Would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here. They could have used a light like we're doing now. True. They used a light to move around on the floor? Is that possible? It is possible. It's also possible they have a flashlight for eyes. There's still things to investigate here? Wait, really? Blood stain. Bloody sickle. Dried blood. Hole. Oh, a cut crosspiece. Part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard's cut off. It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width too. Ooh, that's interesting. And from what I can see of it, it wasn't broken off naturally, it was cut by someone. Most interesting. So they cut the board so that it can tip down? There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is why? Another crosspiece is supporting the floorboard. It might not fall if this portion is missing. What purpose did this serve? The floorboard under your body is loose and the crosspiece supporting it's been cut. Interesting. If the culprit did all this, then why? I think we're done investigating here. Let me think. The board doesn't fall. It's so they can push up one side and have it give way on the other side, right? Is that to give them an angle of attack? I'm trying to orient myself here. I thought Tenko might be facing the... So, I'm thinking what's happening is like, they push up, Scythe goes through the hole, pull down, she dies. And then they retreat. That seems to make sense to me. Maki, you want to head back? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all the dust. God damn it, Maki. Too cute. After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. We've only been investigating this room. Are you sure that's wise? What do you mean? If Angie and Tenko are different killers, then the black and we need to vote for is the culprit for the first murder who killed Angie. It seems like it might be the same culprit, though. It seems like it might be the same culprit. They're using similar murder methods. That's what Monokuma said. Instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's? Of course. But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. I understand why you feel that way, but if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. That what? It's a lie. Holy shit, I was gonna say, do we have our first triple? Oh my god. I was actually shocked there. I was actually surprised. I was like, no way, there's no way we have a third kill. No way. Oh my god, Kokishi got me there. I was actually stunned, like, a third kill? Well, everyone's in there? Like, that's insane. Did I surprise you? Were you gonna cry and scream in terror? No. What are you doing? Oh, just a little lightheaded from blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood. Wait, what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door, when suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard. You stepped through a floorboard? It got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard. Wait, I also thought the blood was gonna be fake. He actually, like, seriously injured it. He actually split his head open. If you're gonna lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything. Sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. The crosspiece was gone, does this mean? No way. No, we're not. We didn't investigate the other room. Monokuma, we need more time. Confidence, dreams. That's what this killing game is all about. Killing game fan. Hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes. Baseball, soccer, mobile games, they're all nothing compared to the killing game. The killing game just can't be beat.
学級裁判場に入場です。
Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds. I guess time's up.
あらららら。
Aw, man, it's because of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check?
ほら。
I wanted to research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately,
ちー。
I didn't find anything that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the seance as was written in the document. He drew his magic circle the exact same way as the picture. Not only that, he used the same tools too. Nothing suspicious about the whole thing. I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you later. Alright.
にしし。
At the class trial, so see you there. Kokichi laughed, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. Bloody Kokichi added to your truth bullets section of your mono pad. Damn. He really got fucked up there. He should probably be laying down, but alas. Let's go too.
そうだね。
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see, even she gets nervous. This was like the shortest time we had to investigate the trial, damn.
殺されたいの。
What are you staring at? What, do you want to die? So I'm thinking Corey, okay, so before we go to this, I'm thinking, we had a few people in here that probably aren't the killer. Based on what it looks like. I'm thinking we're probably innocent. We would have had to leave the room to get that second kill in. Kichi is hinting at the floorboards, which means the odds are leaning on him not being the killer. Korakio has no motive to be the killer. Korakio has no motive to be the killer because he wants the seance to be completed and he's pissed off that it wasn't. Like, that's been his goal since he found it. Himiko. Wait, she likes small spaces. Interesting. So Himiko, it's possible, but it's like a little bit iffy. Maki. Possible? Possible. She's like a possibility. For the second kill. Tsumugi. Wait, was she in the ritual room? Hold it. Rituals was me, Kichi, Korakyu, and Himiko, with Tenko obviously being the killer. Kibo is super suspicious, because he got booted out and the kill happened. Tsumugi's somewhat suspicious. And so is Miyu. So Kaito is also kind of suspicious, but he's terrified of rituals, so I feel like he'd be the kind to peace out, so it's like Gonta, who's an idiot? Maybe? I don't know about that. It seems like it's like a Kibo, Tsumugi, or maybe Himiko situation. I don't even want to... I don't have a reason to think it's Miyu. I don't really have a reason to think it's Miyu. I guess I'll leave her there because I don't have any evidence against it, but it feels like this is something that like Himiko could pull off if she wanted to. Kaito seems too much of a chicken, so it's like Kibo, maybe? We'll see. Alas, no time for that now. It's off to the trial, and we're just gonna do a bit of running around to get there. Poor Himiko. You know, if she's the killer, I don't feel bad for her, but if she isn't, I really feel bad for her, because, like, she's lost, like, 2 of her friends already to this bullshit. She lost two of her friends. First, her spiritual advisor, Angie, who is also basically a Tua incarnate, so her god. And she lost her other friend, who is basically just an infinite simp. But hey, is what it is. Tenko, the person who's obsessed with her, but also doesn't really interact positively with her. An unfortunate loss all the same. As it's someone who wanted to be your friend who's dead. And they really seem to be trying, right? I don't think they were half-heartedly trying to be nice. They were like genuinely trying to help you out. That's just why I'm like a little bit iffy on whether or not Himiko is the killer, because it's like, I don't know why she'd kill Tenko for that. Like, I don't think the people in the room killed it, though. It seems iffy. Maybe if we had more time, I'd, like, think about the... I'd do, like, a brief analysis. You know, let's cross-analyze let's analyze the people who are presumably not doing anything each time. Because we have... Who's on the student council who wasn't in the room? That's what I'd want to know. That's another thought I'm thinking. Right? Student council and not in the room is a question. Or directly opposed and not spineless. Like, again, not student council in room would be like, not in the room would be Kibo and Tsumugi. Yeah. Use of hand tools could be anybody. Well, I guess we go in. I definitely shouldn't forget that drink. It would appear we've all gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us. That's what happens when people die Korikyo. There isn't anyone replacing it either. It only gets more and more depressing. Less friends mean it's that much harder to solve the mystery. No, I think it's easier. There's less suspects. The odds actually increase if you randomly picking the right murderer. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. After all the people who have used you, has Gonta really gotten any smarter? I don't know about that. Gonta do his best to help. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level. Damn, he knows Kaito's dumb as fuck too. What's that supposed to mean? More importantly, are you okay, Kaito? I'm feeling better now, but wow, Maki rolls sure does pack a punch. It's your fault. You don't need to worry about dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far. I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine. What do you mean? I like Kaide. Kaide didn't deserve to die, Miu. She wasn't a dipshit, although she's making... These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world. It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable. What do you mean? Miu's hilarious. And the maid was fairly intelligent. The only people who've died that were dipshits were like... that other guy. The guy who died first, Rentaro, and maybe Ryoma? Actually, you know what? Tenko's pretty fucking stupid. Tenko and Angie are actually pretty fucking stupid too. We don't know how smart Rentaro was, but he seems to have known something. I'd say the dumbasses who've died so far are like Angie. Yeah, Angie and Tenko. Atua, please lend us your power. It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all. You shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua. So what? Robots could believe in God. Actually, before I met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble. How long are you going to say that for? Atua and ghosts don't matter right now. This trial's gonna be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap. His trap? What was his trap? His trap was the effigies, and nobody actually attempted to summon or actually got summoned. And the summoning ritual isn't dangerous at all. We could have fucking done it with everyone nearby. He probably made the 4th floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating. No. There's no way. Shuichi, say something. What do you want me to say? You're terrified of ghosts and anything that's creepy. It's not Monokuma's fault you're a bitch. Oh, she just says the same thing she normally says. Okay, she just said that. The culprit is among us. Atua and ghosts don't matter. But this giant statue's muscles matter. Look at those puppies, just casually snapping that, just casually shattering that vase in its bare hands. As usual, we walk towards the elevator in silence. We walk towards it. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard, we descended. Man, it feels like the elevator's empty now, damn. Perhaps because there are fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. Yeah, there's like freaking nobody here, man. We're down to 10 people. And soon it's gonna be 9. Well, 8 if we lynch if there's 2 killers and we lynch the second person to death. And so we fell faster and faster downward into luck. But I think the killers are probably the same. The elevator stopped, just like always. The doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it? A future awaits. Oh, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed. You'll make one of them sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing the adorable back and forth. Let's hurry up and get this started. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. Thanks, Monokuma. The third class trial was about to begin. It's going to be filled with suffering, pain, and death. Angie Yanaga, the ultimate artist, and also the ultimate cult leader, because holy shit, our cult leader ain't doing shit. She created the ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game, and got killed herself. Then Tenko Chabashiro, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? 2 different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I'll fight for it. I'll fight with truth and lies in this class trial. And I will attempt to remember to click and hold when I'm trying to spout lies. Because last time I did not, and that was where we died. That was actually one of the funnier ways we struggled. Was like, oh, it's this lie, it's not working. Oh no. Oh, that was funny, but a little bit awkward at the same time. Okay. So, are we buying any skills? I think that's the first thing we'll do. We didn't do it. There wasn't any opportunity to actually farm shit, so we got 11 points. Or not opportunity. There wasn't any good farming opportunities that made it worth it. Right. Lost in thought. I can go in the tank for longer. All right. Increase the amount of influence recovered by right answers. I think charisma was what I was planning on buying next. There isn't anything new, right? Clear mind. Power of life and death? Nah. Safety first. Triple X-ray goggles. Wait. Oh, you can use them. Okay, so we do have space. X-ray goggles. Not that this is a valuable skill, but this is what we get from buddying up, cozying up with Mew. So we'll grab it real quick. Why not? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't pay anything for this. It's kind of bad. Once part of an object is visible, the entire object is shown. You can kind of predict the shape of most objects, though, so it's not very difficult unless you have no clue what it is. I'm thinking this one's going to be the best. Amount of influence recovered by right answers. I don't think anything else is, like, super important. Maybe, like, trigger happy, but nah. Trigger happy and neural liberation, maybe. Like maybe neural liberation, but I'm not waiting that long. Screw that. Charisma. Vampirism's good. Load it up. Load it up. I think we're there, and I think this is where we're going to wrap things up tonight. It's getting late. I've got to get up tomorrow. But we'll be resuming this next time.